Okay, today we'll be looking at angles. Let me write it on the board. Angles. So we'll be looking at definition of angle. We'll be looking at parts of an angle. So by the end of this lesson, we should be able to know or explain or define what an angle is, and also look at the parts of an angle. Define and then what? Parts. Good. So first of all, let's look at what an angle is. So let's look at what is an angle. We look at an angle. An angle is formed whenever two arms turn. When you turn towards your arms, when you raise your arm, and when you raise your arm, you position your arm to any direction, an angle is formed. Or we can say that an angle is formed when two rays meet on a plane surface. An angle is formed. Meaning, when I have a vertical line, or when I have two lines, either vertical or horizontal, when I have these two lines meeting at a particular point, then an angle is formed. So I said, so let's write it down. An angle is formed when two rays meet at a point. Or on a plane. That is what? That is how angles are formed. Good. So or we say an angle is the measure between arm turns. Or it is the measure between arms turns. Is the measure between arms turns. Good. So let's look at an example of an angle, how an angle is being formed. When I have a vertical line and then a horizontal line meeting at a point, this particular point, this is a plane. So once they meet at a point, the measurement between these two lines, this vertical and horizontal lines, that is what we term angle. So this is an angle. Also, when I have an another arm this way, so as these two arms turn, an angle is what? Formed. So the measure between the two arms turning becomes an angle. Maybe this is the hand, and this is the shoulder. So once you turn your hand, any movement, an angle is formed. You can turn this way, an angle is formed. Good. So let me clean this one. So these are angles. Okay. So the measurement between these vertical and horizontal lines becomes that is the angle we are talking about. The value that you obtain after you measure between these vertical and horizontal lines, we say an angle is formed. All right. So let's move to the next page. Okay, so now let's look at parts of an angle. Parts of an angle. Now, whenever two arms turn to form an angle, or where a vertical and a horizontal line meets, you know, these vertical and horizontal lines, or where two lines meet, the two lines that are referred to as what? Rays. So when two lines meet, or where arms turn, or where two rays meet on a plane, and a plane is a flat surface. That is a plane. So when two rays meet on a plane, an angle is formed. Now the point at which they meet is what we call vertex. So let's say I have a ray. This is a ray. This is another ray. This very point here, this very point is what we call vectors. So this is an angle. They meet on a plane. Vectors. And this is a ray. Ray. Okay. Okay, so that's a vector. This is a ray. This is also a ray. And this is an angle. So the point at which the two rays meet to form an angle, that point is what we call vector. So this is a ray, this is vector. So let me label here as maybe A. All right. So A, B, C. Okay. Thank you very much. So we've looked at what an angle is. And we've also looked at, I give an example of I drew examples of angles, and then we've also looked at the parts of an angle. Thank you very much. So in our next lesson, we'll be looking at types of angles and how to calculate the various types of angles. Thank you very much.